Furniture. Mattresses starting at only $3.99. See it, buy it, take it home. It's Blockers Furniture Memorial Sale, going on the entire month of May. Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, Ocala.
Are you tired of living with chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain? Listen carefully, because now there are new treatments available here. Not talking surgery or steroids. These are regenerative treatments from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Now with offices in Ocala and the Villages. Hey everybody, this is Tom Schmitz. QC Kinetics is the leader in these exciting biological therapies that help restore and repair damaged tissues in your joints with lasting results. If you got pain in your knees, your shoulders, hips, back like I do, joint pain that won't go away, you need to check out these new treatments with astonishing patient satisfaction reports. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery. That's right, no surgery. Don't go through another year with that awful joint pain, and don't let them put you under the knife. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. There's offices in Ocala and the Villages, so give them a call, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY only $4.99. Plus DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, & Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, & Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Think you know Dex Imaging? Think again. In the office, streamlining communications. In the field, delivering top-notch service, enhancing productivity and reducing downtime. In the data center, a part of the growing digital document revolution. In the world of business, supporting entrepreneurs and helping companies grow. In the forefront of technology, developing cutting-edge document management solutions. So if you think you know Dex Imaging, you don't know Dex.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. We talked about this briefly yesterday. I touched on it last week, and then I got some blowback from people about smartphones being used in classrooms as learning tools. And I'm reminded of the Edward James Olmos movie, Stand and Deliver. If you recall that movie in 1988, the teacher, let me get his name here. There was a movie made in 1988 about Jamie Escalante, who was a Los Angeles high school teacher that took over a rough and tumble class and taught them calculus to the point where they all did so well on tests that, the school board said, I don't know how they could do it, and, they called into question. But the reason I bring this up is his methods. He had a tough class he had to reach. So he used things like baseball card statistics, comic books to create math, and then he taught them, he reached them through that and then started, eventually went to the textbooks and reached them so well that he taught them how to do calculus to the point where they all aced these calculus tests, and people were suspicious. They must be cheating, but they weren't. They showed that they passed the test. But he used techniques that were outside the box to reach these group of students. Well, one of our school board members, I just lost my train of thought there. One of our school board members, Don Browning, he says he thinks it's time that smartphones are introduced into the classroom as a learning tool, as a teaching tool. He's thinking outside the box. And look, I've been no fan of Don Browning. That's well established on this show. But he's right here, in my opinion. He's thinking outside the box to reach kids, educational-wise, with something they understand, the smartphone. And so I just looked just to see if it made practical sense. I went to the App Store and just put in Math App. That's all I put in, Math App. And I found hundreds of math apps. But some of them are bad apps. I'll be honest with you. Some of them do things like do the work for the student. Don't use those apps. But math games, learn to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Here's an app that in fun will teach a kid what I hated. All of you remember, anybody my age or older, remember multiplication and long division. How many of you can truthfully say you enjoyed learning your times tables and you enjoyed learning how to do long division? Maybe a handful of you. Maybe. You can comment on Facebook Messenger your comments to these conversations by going to Tom Schmitz, Tom SCHMITZ on Facebook Messenger. I'll see your messages and correspond with you. But my point is, I had the flashcards. I had the repetitive where I wrote them over and over and over. And yeah, now I know 9 times 8 is 72. I know 10 times 11. I know 9 times 9. I know 12 times 12 is a gross. Yes, I know how to do long division. But it was a long, arduous, painful, boring, unlikable process to me. Yeah, I was good at it. I didn't like it. I loved history. A lot of people don't like history. I get that. It's boring, long, and arduous. I get it. But it happened to be what I love. I didn't love math. The many nights of sitting in the living room with my mom and she heard her holding up flashcards over and over and over. The many nights of long division where you get the sheet from your teacher of 50 math problems you had to do for homework. Over and over and over. It was terrible. I would have loved something like this, an app that I could play games and without realizing it, learn math. That's the advantage of the smartphone. And they have apps like this for English. They have apps like this for science. It's a helping learning tool. And we don't take advantage of it because we don't want TikTok and YouTube in the school systems. Make it where they can only access these apps by signing in. Make it where they have to sign in. When they go into class, they have to sign in to the school's website to access these apps. You can't download them on your phone. The apps we need you to use, you have to download by going onto the school's Wi-Fi, and then they're there. Or something along those lines. I'm not technical enough to know exactly how to do it, but I know you could alleviate the problem of TikTok and YouTube and still use the smartphones in the classroom. People go, oh, Tom, no, smartphones. What kind of look, it's not 1975. Like I said last week, I remember when they brought the Apple IICs in, everybody thought we were going to be just a terrible society because we were bringing computers to the schools. Kids don't need these computers where they can play games. They need just a pencil with an eraser and some paper and learn it the way I learned it. You were wrong. Computers are everywhere in school now. There's computer labs. Kids write papers. They do math. They do all kind of stuff on personal computers in schools. All this is a smaller version of a personal computer. That's all a smartphone is. And the fact that we're not using it as such, we're losing an opportunity to reach children with something they understand. Remember, education isn't about what makes us comfortable as adults. Education is about reaching children and educating them so they learn at whatever means is possible. So Don Browning got this one 100% right. Smartphones should be a learning tool inside the classroom, in my opinion. And now I know there's educators that sit up on the school board. We're former teachers. We know what we're talking about. I am too. I know what I had to do to reach kids with history because history was boring. Who cares? It's already happened. You know how many times I heard that? Mr. Schmitz, why do we even need to learn about this? We can't change it. It's already happened. Because you got to know where you come from. And I had to make it fun to them to get their attention for them to understand the importance of it. If I'd have had smartphones, I'd have used them. So don't sit up there and tell me as an educator, you don't understand. I've been in the classroom. I know what kids. So have I. My degree is in education. I just didn't like mommies and daddies. That's why I got out. We're missing an opportunity to educate our youth more effectively by not using smartphones as a teaching apparatus. I just went and looked up math apps. Hundreds of them. Hundreds of English math apps to help you with English and science. Lo and behold, when you look up, and I've never done this before. I'm going to do it right now. I guarantee you there'll be tons of them. History and government apps. Yep. Here's, are there hundreds? Let's see. Historical calendars. What happened? Alpha history apps. Yep, hundreds. U.S. history made easy. Yeah, there's all kind of history apps. So even that boring old history has got apps that can be used as teaching tools. It's 21st century, folks. It's 2022. It's not 1972. It's not 1952. It's 2022. It's not about educating us. It's about educating the kids. And kids are much more in tune to 2022 than we are. Good job this time, Don Browning, for bringing that up. And, by the way, out of all the school board members, he's the senior when it comes to age, and he sees the 21st century and this issue more clearly than anybody else on the school board. We'll be back after this timeout. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA.